if you think IBS is just about needing the loo urgently, you're only seeing a small part of the picture. Most people hear the term IBS and just think diarrhoea or constipation, but for many people it's far more wide-ranging than that. And when you don't realise that these symptoms are all connected, it can start to feel like several different things are wrong with you at the same time. Hello, I'm Debbie. I'm a therapist who specialises in working with women with IBS and anxiety, and I lived with both for almost 50 years, so I understand what this is like from both sides. Yes, there are more obvious symptoms: diarrhoea, constipation, sometimes swinging between the two, urgent trips to the toilet, that feeling of not quite finishing, even though you've just been, mucus in your stool. But then there's the bloating, the kind that builds up as the day goes on, where your stomach feels tight and distended, your clothes don't sit right, and by evening you barely recognise your own body, even if you haven't actually eaten much. There can also be abdominal pain and cramping, which can range from like a dull ache to a sharp gripping pain. Sometimes it eases after going to the toilet, sometimes it doesn't. Getting excessive gas is also another symptom. It's uncomfortable, it's embarrassing, and it's often painful. And that's linked to how your gut is processing food and how sensitive it's become. And then there are symptoms that people don't always connect to IBS at all. Things like nausea, this overwhelming feeling of fatigue that even though you're sleeping well, you're just so exhausted. And that can be because your body is constantly working hard to manage digestive disruption. Headaches are another symptom. Difficulty concentrating because part of your attention is always on your gut. Lower back pain can show up too as the bowel sits close to the spine and pressure or distension can be felt there. Food sensitivities that seem to appear out of nowhere. Foods that you used to eat without thinking suddenly cause problems, which makes eating feel unpredictable. And then there's the anxiety. That needing to know where the toilets are, having to always plan ahead, maybe turning things down, worrying about your symptoms flaring up at the worst possible time. And what links all of this is the gut-brain connection. When your nervous system is in a heightened state, it affects how your gut moves, how sensitive it is and how it reacts to food, and how strongly you feel those sensations. It's not just one symptom misbehaving, it's the system as a whole responding to ongoing stress signals. And that's why IBS isn't only a digestive issue, it's also a nervous system pattern that shows up throughout the gut. And it's why approaches that focus on symptoms alone don't always bring lasting change. If you're dealing with more than one of these symptoms, it doesn't mean there are lots of problems. It means they're all connected. Let me know in the comments which of these symptoms you recognise with your IBS.